Hello, guys. Welcome back. I can't say welcome back, but welcome to the FOOTNOW FC podcast. Club de Football, FOOTNOW, Atletico de FOOTNOW. We're going to be new here. This is the new FOOTNOW space. We've been online before, but now we're going to move it over to a podcast. And today we've got two very special guests. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I am Oz from the Click 45 YouTube channel. Been doing very well over there. And when TJ gave the call up for FOOTNOW, I thought, yeah, let me try it out over here. Think it's pretty nice here, like nice little setup you got. So
It's
well
beautiful.
done on you, man. Yeah, well done on you. Definitely moving up in the world.
tiny bit.
And yeah, I'm Coach Rafaz, the honest football coach, and yeah, trying to change or revolutionise the football game one video at a time. Yeah.
Hashtag I'm not Pep.
Hashtag I'm not Pep.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not Pep. But if you think I'm Pep, that's the biggest compliment I can get.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true.
The greatest ever. We'll get into it.
We'll get into all this.
So, as you, the fans, will know, we are in week 2 of the season. We are recording this as of Friday, the 30th of August.
Yes, sir.
Games tomorrow, Arsenal versus Brighton tomorrow.
Ooh.
I think we should have a bit of a chat
Okay, let's
about
do
the new
it.
Premier League season
Mm-hmm.
and discuss what's going on.
Yeah.
I think we've got everything we expected from Manchester City,
Yep.
Arsenal,
Yep.
Liverpool.
United.
Yeah.
Interested in that.
Should we start at Man United?
I agree. I think that's
Oh,
the best
gosh.
place to start.
Yeah.
Let's start at Man United.
Definitely.
How do I say this without cussing Man United?
No, just cuss it. How bad can you be as a
How
football
bad
club?
are Man United? Have they progressed?
Yeah, they haven't progressed. I'm seeing the same stuff as last season.
Yeah.
Ten Hag, before the season even started, was saying the team's not ready. How can you, as a manager, be that pessimistic about a football team? You know, it's a bit weird, and I just feel like Onana saying I'm going to be a bit more audacious and stuff like that. I was like, you're mental. After what you did last season
In the
you're
Champions
mental.
League, yeah, Copenhagen,
Yeah, it's mental. Like I'm expecting WWE stuff right now from Onana. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a bit weird the way you said that, but I feel like nothing's inspiring about the way they play. I feel like there's too many mistakes. I think the biggest highlight I would have about them is the transfers. Don't rate them one bit.
No.
Interesting.
At
Don't rate
all.
them one bit.
I think Manchester United have had the most typical Manchester United transfer.
Really?
ever.
Yeah,
The most
yeah.
Manchester United typical.
I'm excited about Xerxes.
Xerxes, yeah, okay.
I wouldn't be.
No.
Delict, Ugarte, no?
No.
Delict,
Wow.
No, not
Ugarte, no.
Wow.
Delict,
Interesting.
good, decent to good player.
Okay.
Ugarte, decent to good player. Who have you got as well?
Xerxes.
Sancho's back.
Sancho.
No, he isn't. He's going Chelsea.
he's-
mate.
I think-
Now, apparently, Ten Hag just said he's staying.
Oh, really?
I mean, that winner Sheba guy, he just said Ten Hag staying.
Oh, winner Sheba. Oh,
Yeah,
there we land.
There we land.
Yeah, he said there we land. Ten Hag said Sancho's thing, but maybe that's I don't know. But
I don't know. Well, we are in Southwest London, so he might be around us at the moment.
Yeah,
We never know.
exactly. He might be close by.
But I'm not really impressed with
No.
with Man United's transfers. I think one thing that Man United do is they go, right, we need a CDM. It always seems like Manchester United need a CDM.
They always need a CDM.
Always need a CDM because they'll get one. That CDM will expire after 9 months.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, okay, like we need a new one. Ugarte, great tackler.
Yeah.
but that's
Aggressiveness.
That is it. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Stop.
How are you so gassed about the signing of Ugarte? I just feel like it's Lucas Torreira 2.0 again, like in terms of what he's going to do. I feel like, I'm not saying it for the namesake of like both being Uruguayan, by the way, but I just feel like it's going to be, you're going to win these things, but what else are you going to do to progress moving further forward? You're going to get found out by, I would say, 6 weeks, I would say, like by the way he plays. I think teams will find him out
very quickly. How many red cards does Ugarte get this season?
3.
3?
I'll be fair, 3.
0.
Do
Do you know what? To be fair, right, he's a flop at PSG. I didn't really see much of him there. So I feel I don't know how aggressive he is, but all I hear is he's aggressive.
Oh.
Maybe it's too harsh.
There was Saturday nights where there was no Premier League on. I put on PSG, and he would fly into challenges.
Really?
And like he was one of those players where
South American style.
Yeah. He knows how to tackle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like he
I bet.
knows how to do it. But I think in the Premier League, when obviously not to knock the Ligue 1 because Ligue 1.
No, Ligue 1 is what it is.
It is what it is. We're not going to talk about Ligue 1 today.
It's 5 out of 5, but yeah.
But your Ligue 1 is very pace and power. In the Premier League, you're going to have a lot more shifty players.
Yeah.
You can't just run
Bang.
from one
Yeah.
side to the other,
Exactly.
go slide tackle, because
Exactly.
Cole Palmer's going to flick it back and
Yeah.
you're going to get sent off. So I look at Ugarte I think I don't know about that.
Yeah,
one.
I don't like it at all.
Personally, I'll say if they play Shaw, Martinez, De Ligt, Dallo with Yoro on the bench, and then they play Ugarte, Mainu, Bruno, Xerxes, Anthony, Diallo, and Diallo and Garnacho.
Yeah.
I think that team, just give it a bit of time.
I don't think so.
No? Wow.
I don't like it.
It's got no
X factor.
Yeah,
I think there's an X factor with Bruno and Xerxes.
Bruno is your only X factor. I feel De Ligt. When you look at De Ligt, he's gone past his sell by.
You think we still think about the Ajax De Ligt?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
That's what people think. Like, just because Ten Hag's bringing him over doesn't mean we're going to see the Ajax one again. There's a reason why Juventus and Bayern Munich have moved on this guy. Like, how can you go from two big powerhouse European clubs and be moved on like that so easily? And I wouldn't even say like the Juventus defense that they had at the time when they moved him on. It's not great. It wasn't great at all. So it didn't make sense.
They were happy to, and something needs to be said about his depreciation in the transfer market as well.
Yeah,
because the first time he went for 80.
Oh yeah.
Then it was what 60.
Yeah. Now he's 40.
It's because he's had a lot of injuries as well. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I understand the injuries, but I look at De Ligt and I just think you're Eric Dyer.
Yeah,
you're just Eric Dyer.
I mean, Eric Dyer's better than him apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
According to Thomas Tuchel.
Is
so
it?
you know,
is that what he said?
Yeah.
Well, he plays him more than De Ligt. De Ligt was always on the bench during the Champions League games when you would expect him to be making these big statements, but he just hasn't statistically not lived up to the praise of what he was getting at Ajax.
Thomas Tuchel is a strange manager though, but
Yeah.
you could see from the way that Bayern played, even in that quarterfinal against Arsenal.
Yes.
You could see what Dyer brings to the table that De Ligt
exactly.
doesn't.
Dyer had a specific role.
Dyer's one of those things like you'll put him in a box and you'd be like, don't come out the box. And he won't come out the box.
Yeah.
He won't do anything amazing.
Yeah.
He's not gonna put you
Stay in your lane.
But just with the United thing, I think you made a good point. I think with Ten Hag, click 45. Which camera's mine? Is that my one?
Yeah, that's it.
Click 45 football knowledge right there. Some people in the comments, by the way, with click 45 saying you shouldn't make TikTok free for everyone. That's not true. Like, you see what I mean? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous
You
comments.
wonder how click 45 if TikTok wasn't free.
Yeah, it's like this is what happens when you give everyone the opportunity to make podcasts. Like, relax.
Come on.
Anyway, with Ten Hag, I think the build-up structure is too fluid. So he's giving too much freedom to Lissandro, to Maguire now, Dallo, Shaw, and they're like going on different lines in build-up.
Yeah.
Where your team could just lose the ball, bang, you concede a goal. So I think with Van Nistelrooy coming in, I think he's just eyeing up a little October managerial job. You never know.
Get Giggsy till the end of the season.
Because Van Nistelrooy at PSV did very well. You're not going to leave a manager job to become an assistant. Unless there's something,
I think there's like a back pocket money being it. This is going to be your managers.
I think October, November.
So Van Nistelrooy wasn't an assistant manager. Maybe he was a contingency plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Because like you can see on the sidelines, he's always the one like talking to some player specifically, like really intensely. You never know, and we'll see. And I think next team to look at is Chelsea.
Yeah,
that's an interesting team.
I think this is a very good one.
Hot take.
Yeah, go on.
Uh-oh.
Chelsea title challengers?
No.
You
need to get.
I see it. I see it, but I think it's too much of a big ask.
I've had them like when we were doing our predictions, which never came out anyway. When I did the predictions, and I had them in the European spots in between 6th to 8th, 7th. Sorry, and I just feel like, do you know what? Maybe you've got something, but now you got Maresca in again. It's just recycling what you did with Pochettino. You got to find your system again.
Very different managers, though.
They are very different managers. I agree.
Pochettino is very much like you guys will run and run and run and run and run.
100%.
Maresca is like there's no need to run so much.
Positional play.
If you're in the right positions.
Pick the ball, pass the ball.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because you look at Chelsea against City last season at Stamford Bridge, 4-4. I don't think a lot of managers would want that type of team.
Just chaos, isn't it?
Yeah, it is chaos.
Absolute chaos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people are saying, oh, well, Chelsea, they got 2 very good results against Manchester City. It's because that is Pep's kryptonite.
Yeah.
Chaos ball. That's why Liverpool under Klopp and Pep head to head, because it was absolute chaos ball. But I look at Chelsea under Maresca. That Wolves game, I think I saw something.
Yeah, Madueke. I've always liked Madueke. Ali from the Click 45 YouTube channel always was a bit like, maybe his best moments aren't going to be at Stamford Bridge, but I just feel like there is a player in there. Like, there's a reason why he left Tottenham's academy at the age. Like, he's got the arrogance to be able to say,
Coached
like,
by
I'm
Van
that
Nistelrooy
player.
at PSV.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like he's fantastic. He's a nice little player, and I think the England squad selection has now like made it worthwhile. Like, it makes
He's
sense
in there
'cause
now.
yeah, he's got the credit he deserves.
He's unlocked his right foot.
Yeah, man.
And now,
yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of defenders, they were being told by their managers, just show him on the right.
Yeah,
show him on the right.
Yeah.
But now, a lot of managers are going to be going to that drawing board and be like,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, what are we doing now? Yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? And it was the same thing with Palmer. Managers were saying, just show Palmer on his right, show Palmer on his right. Palmer went, I can go on my right as well, you know?
No, it's fantastic.
Do you know what
Top
I'm saying?
assister so far, 3 assists.
He's Palmer, but I just think with Chelsea, that back four and their defensive option and their goalkeeper, I think that's what will stop them for this season. Because I think usually if you look at the best teams, they have that one centre back who's always going to give you an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Colwell. He could easily slip and they
Yeah.
concede in a crucial moment of the game.
Yeah.
For Fana as well, Badia, like these players, I think they need more time just to find their feet. As a number 9 as well, is it Osimhen? If he yes or
I
no,
don't think it
or
will
Ivan
be,
Toney. So if there's no number 9, they have good options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once again, Felix, he could be inconsistent, and Cuckoo could get injured.
Calvert-Lewin, he's been linked.
Okay.
Like, at the time
Wow.
of recording, I don't know why.
Wow.
But Lewin to Chelsea.
It makes no sense.
There
to
we
me.
land.
But
There we
yeah,
land.
yeah, exactly. It makes no sense to me. But you know what? I'm not in that Chelsea board to say.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
But
it's very interesting times at Chelsea right now under the Todd Bowley era, and I just feel like if they can challenge for a European spot, I think they've had a good season again.
I genuinely think Todd Bowley said to Maresca, do you know what? There's no trapdoor here. Even if you finish 9th this season, that's fine.
I
However,
agree.
the team that I've given you,
Yeah, you need to do something with it.
if you can, let's go for a title.
Yeah,
that's what Mariska likes to speak as it is in the interviews.
Yeah,
Have you seen-
exactly. There's a
He
reason,
said like this season is just about stabilizing the financial situation, just seeing what we can do. And then he just keeps talking about Mudryk. He keeps talking about certain players. It's just like
Makes sense. Though. Mudryk's done nothing since
Yeah.
the start of the season. Again, you know, £100 million for what?
That's true. That's true. That's the thing with Mudryk. He's got all the fundamentals to be an incredible winger, but he just doesn't know how to play football.
I don't know. There's too much. I
first
think there's too
touch.
much trap music in the changing rooms. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like it's Hood FC in it. There's just too many people. They need to take the Super Loop to the games as well as the coaches. You know what I mean? That Super Loop bus. That Rishi Sunak brought out. I don't know Rishi Sunak, the other guy. And I just feel like what are they doing over there? It just makes no sense to me whatsoever how they are just planning. I just feel like they've overspent again. I even think Maresca was like, I think we're done. I don't know, but I think so.
Yeah.
He basically said something like that.
Oh, that's Chelsea don't work like any other club. Where every other club they'll go, right, boss, do you think we need any more signings?
Yeah, exactly.
Chelsea goes, Maresca, shut up. We're going to make some more signings.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're going to give you a team. And I think that's why Poch left. Because Poch went into Bowley's office at the end of the season. He went, look, Todd, see what I've done?
Yeah.
See what I've done?
Yeah.
Can I now choose a couple signings? Todd went, right, you got 2 options. You shut up or you leave.
Exactly.
And Poch went,
I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I'll leave then.
That's
I'm not
true.
doing that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
Perfect.
but Poch had credit in the bank, didn't he?
Yeah.
He'd got Chelsea 5th, and to be fair, if you look at the underlying stats, the XG was very, very good.
Yeah.
yeah.
The amount of chances they were creating
they-
was very, very good. That's the thing with Enzo, man.
Enzo's
Big question mark about him.
100 million.
£100 million. And then you look at Caicedo as well. And how much was it? Because which
80?
Yeah, 80.
No, they were both over
75,
100.
80.
They were both over 100.
Was it? Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I
fair
think
enough.
Enzo was 105.
That's unbelievable.
And Caicedo was
That
150.
is shocking.
Yeah.
You've got a £220 million pivot.
Yeah, and it's not.
And
pivoted.
still, people are debating about it.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
is-
It,
you know what I'm
that
saying?
shouldn't be a debate.
I think Chelsea's second best pivot player is currently on loan to Southampton, Ugochukwu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
Interesting.
I
see it.
You put
I see it.
Ugochukwu in that Chelsea team instead of Caicedo or Enzo. I think a lot of fans.
Yeah, I
would
think
do
it would be better. I
Yeah.
definitely there would be more balance because Fernandes and Caicedo, I feel like they want to do similar things on the pitch.
Yeah.
At moments in time.
I wouldn't say similar because they're not similar profiles.
No, not
but
similar.
I think they
profile.
occupy the same spaces.
Exactly.
And like the thing with Enzo is when you say to him, right, let's push up Enzo.
He can't do that.
He
No.
doesn't.
He's not comfortable, and that's why if you let's say play Lavia and Cuckoo and Palmer, obviously Maresca brings in Gusto, so it could be Lavia Gusto sitting, then Nkuku, in the little 10 position next to Palmer.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. You can push Nkunku up, and then out of possession, and Nkunku has the ability to make that sprint back to create that shape. So I could potentially see that if Maresca, if you're watching, you need an assistant, then you
The
can
honest football coaches.
you could just send me a text on Instagram.
I like the Chelsea team though. I think the Chelsea team is good. I look at Arsenal.
I agree.
I look at Arsenal and I go, when Arsenal before Arteta, if I said to an Arsenal fan in 2020 after you won the FA Cup, you're going to be challenging City for the title, and this is how good you're going to be. Arsenal fans would have been like, nah, we're still maybe 3-4 years away. What with how we're going to be that good with that £5 million Brazilian winger that we just signed? Do you know what I'm saying? The left back Saka, and you say to him, and I think if Maresca can, and I think one thing that Maresca does well is Pochettino is always too emotional. Do you know what I'm saying? Pochettino, even like when Palmer scored that last minute goal, Pochettino's on the sideline. Maresca,
He's crying.
Do you know what I'm saying? Maresca, he's there to coach and to win. And I think if Maresca can implement that, it's like Lampard said a few years ago when he came in as interim. He was like, Chelsea have just lost all integrity, everything that made Chelsea. So I think if Maresca is able to sort out that side of things, those players, Pedro Neto, Nkunku, Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson,
Madueke, Sterling.
No, you can't say Sterling anymore.
Maybe not for Chelsea. But you got Gusto, Cucurella I like. Then you got Lavia, Caicedo if he can. The players are there.
There are so many good. It's just once again that's why
it's just overspending again. That's what it is, isn't it?
It's just that's why nowadays with modern football, it's more about the system. Can you get the right system? Like even Real Madrid right now, sort of struggling. 2 draws, a win in La Liga. Usually they should get 3 wins out of 3 straight away. The players are there. The system, maybe it needs a bit of tweaking. Like otherwise, like as we know, you could have blockbuster you could have superstar in every position. Just doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And that's the thing with Real Madrid as well. I think if us football fans are being honest, if we're all just being honest. Real Madrid aren't the best team in Europe, are they?
They don't have a system. It's just moments. They have moments.
I think they've been like that since Zidane, in a way.
Yeah?
They have
I
moments.
think they've been like that since Zidane. I feel like Zidane hasn't been that type of coach. And I just feel like it's been like, you guys just do what you do because you guys are good. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But now with Mbappe coming, it's a bit like the ego levels have gone up a bit more higher. He's similar to Vinicius Junior in terms of wanting to come out wide, drop into the space that was available by the people occupying the central areas. But it's now, it's just a bit of a mess in that attack. Issues. But I'm sure we'll get onto that later on.
We will get onto the Liga later on. Yes. What club should we go to next? So we've got Manchester United.
Tottenham.
Tottenham?
Tottenham will be interesting.
Perfect.
Should we speak about Tottenham? So where do you guys have Man United coming this season?
Good question. I think I put 7th,
8th. Yeah,
I think something like last season. I said 7th or 8th.
5th.
That's brave, man.
I put him 3rd in my predictions.
Did you?
Love that.
I put him 3rd in my.
I might have to go 3rd now. I might have to go 3rd.
I bet you regret that though.
No, I don't regret it because it's Manchester United. Main character syndrome.
Yeah, but look at last season.
They won an FA Cup.
Yeah, but still don't mean
the
much.
thing is, I think Ten Hag is very similar to Ancelotti in terms of when it comes to tournament football. Like I can guarantee if Ten Hag lands an international job, he will do very well.
Yeah.
I just think he's the type of manager. Having said that, though, Champions League losing to Tottenham like that, okay, fair. But I think he just finds a way in those big moments just to scrape something, just to find a way in that moment.
He has a moment,
But for those long seasons,
he ain't got it now.
So Spurs. What do we think about Spurs this season?
I absolutely admire Ange, by the way.
Yeah?
I don't. Like if you enjoy,
I love him.
If you're a neutral, you enjoy it, don't you? Like,
what do you enjoy about Ange?
I just obviously being a coach myself, having an identity, and then sticking to it, irrespective of the group of players, and saying this is the way we play. This is the way we play. Okay, yes, against Chelsea, 9 men. That's when I would say, okay, adapt it. But overall, when he's like saying, guys, just play forward, or he's like, I don't care, just get the ball back. I just love it. It's just like very pure, authentic. It's like very old school, but it's modern because it's like we want to play like this. Fullbacks come in, bang, vertical passes. But it's also like there was a training video. He's like, "Oh, I've lost the ball. Give it back to me. It's mine." It's good. I really like it. I think he deserves a trophy in terms of the way he's been speaking in press conferences after that Man City game when some staff apparently wanted Tottenham to lose just so Arsenal couldn't win the league, stuff like that. So he's the one trying to say, "Hey, we're here to win games." I think I really admire his mentality.
Yeah, he's a top.
That's all I admire.
Wow.
mentality.
Interesting.
The attacking style of play is just way too much for the players in general as well.
Okay.
I feel like when we look at the injuries that certain players get, like Van der Ven last season, it was way too like I feel like the demand for what the attacking style of play is, and players can get into any position they want within Ange Postecoglou's format, like style of playing it. So I just feel like it's too demanding. It's way too demanding. I feel sometimes.
Yeah, but we're not physios, are we?
No, well, I know I'm not a physio, but I just feel like if you're a footballer,
Do you think in terms of tactically demanding? Okay.
Yeah, I just feel like
That's true, because you bring in players like Oliver Skip and he's looking around like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
everything's moving too quickly.
I know, exactly.
He's got to go. Do you know what I mean? You bring in players like Lo Celso's thinking, what's
happening?
Like, what's going on
Do you
here?
know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the perfect.
I wonder what
midfield-
Solanke would be thinking.
Exactly, that's what I'm
gosh.
saying. Like, I don't know what the perfect midfield is under a Postecoglou system. Like,
Because it doesn't really matter. Like
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So I just feel like it's going to be the same as last season. I think they'll have highs and then they're just going to have a big low again. And they're going to miss out on top 5, I'd say.
You think?
Yeah, I'd say they're missing out on top 5.
I didn't like how they played against Leicester. I think
No, like 1-1 draw against a promoted. It's like no disrespect to Leicester, by the way. This is no disrespect to it, but I just feel like this is a bit too crazy. Like in terms of like 1-1 against a newly promoted side, you're Tottenham Hotspur. You shouldn't be doing these sorts of things.
Yeah.
I
I wasn't happy with. Well, I wasn't happy. I'm not a Spurs fan, but
Yeah,
I wasn't looking at that 1-1 like,
You weren't happy. It's like you watch a film in it, and then you like it lives up to you thought. It
didn't live up to expectations. I think where Spurs have gone wrong is, why did they buy Maddison? Why? No, seriously. I would understand if James Maddison was £25 million, but James Maddison was not £25 million. James Maddison was £50 million.
Yeah.
And you've taken a James Maddison that is very, very good at what he's good at, which is getting the ball in spaces, being able to link up play, taking the ball in midfield, being able to drive, play it out to the wingers. But you've also got a James Maddison that when he is not playing at his best, everything below that,
it gets worse.
It gets worse.
It's
and
the
worse.
Ozil effect, I would say.
He disappears, and you can't have your 10 disappearing, especially in that system as well.
Yes.
When the fullbacks are coming inside, you're demanding your 10. You're saying to your 10, we need you to distribute. We need you to, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I look at Maddison, I think that was a wrong signing.
100%.
I think, and other managers would have looked at Lo Celso and been like, maybe Lo Celso gives us a bit more.
Yeah, I really like Lo Celso.
Yeah.
I do. I on Click 45, I sort of raved about him in terms of like he's going to be a player that's going to come back, do really well because of his injury issues at Tottenham. But I feel like
he went to Betis today.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? I need to make a video on that. Here we analyse. That's my thing now.
Betis' squad with Celso.
Yeah.
I watched him actually versus who did they play the other day?
Everton.
No, Betis. They were. Oh, it was an awful game. It was it Las Palmas?
Probably.
No, I don't think it was Las Palmas. They were playing someone.
Tenerife IB for FC, something like that. It's one of them. Yeah.
And Nabil Fekir.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I mean?
I was just like, just replace Fekir, and he's a captain as well.
It's a shame. Otherwise, he was a proper player.
Yeah, he was a baller, but he was just losing the ball everywhere. But back to Spurs. I like Spurs. I think their best season, they can challenge for top 3. Their worst season, I think they come maybe 5th or 6th.
Yeah,
but that's the thing with Spurs. When we look at Chelsea, when we look at Manchester United, when we look at Aston Villa, Brighton, Newcastle, these teams can either finish 4th or they can finish 9th. With Spurs, I think it's either 3rd or it's 6th.
Yeah, there's no in between, is there? Because of the way it is. Man. I really don't see the rave about Romero. I think there's going to be a moment where he's going to get found out again when Van der Ven goes again with the injuries because I think he's got hamstrings made of shoestring. So I just feel like, it's going to be interesting. Like Romero's going to get found out again and then I'll be like, I told you so. Again.
Am I crazy for saying Romero's better than Gabriel?
Ooh,
I think so.
I'd take Romero. I think I'd take Romero over Gabriel.
I really like.
They both have bozo moments.
Yeah.
They both have the bozo gene in them.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Gabriel has that more. Like he's got the maturity to understand when he needs to tackle, how he needs to tackle.
It's because Arteta doesn't let them have any fun. That's why.
Yeah.
It's because Arteta doesn't let them have.
You can say that.
He's like, don't smile. I don't even want you guys to smile.
And the one game that made me really believe that was Man City Arsenal 0-0. That game.
What? Centre backs. No, 8 centre backs.
I saw a 6-2-2 in one picture. It was a 6 because Saka and Martinelli had come back.
Yeah, wing backs. Yeah.
6-2-2, and you're Arsenal. And but then Arteta's like, we don't owe anyone like entertaining football. We're just here to get a result.
We need to
You do owe someone entertaining football.
Yeah, and then
your
fans
fans
who travel to Manchester.
yeah,
but
it's
it's
a
like,
joke.
Like, I
It's a
get that
joke.
you want to win, but like if
Yeah.
you really back your management. But anyway, I think Romero. I think he's a top centre back. I understand what you're saying, but I think you're talking about Romero in a very rare situation where I think
I've seen it so many times though last season.
Under Ange?
You say rare, but like it happens quite often where he looks like the fool.
I think he
Quite
loses his
often.
head.
Yeah,
I think he loses his head. But like
Yeah.
I think you want a centre back like that because there's a lot of centre backs where you want them to lose their head sometimes. You know what I mean? But I think I like Romero. I do like Romero.
But I just think if you have that back four, Bentacle, Archie Gray, he's a phenomenal.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So you have someone like
that's a
Archie
fantastic
Gray,
player.
Bentacle, or
Yeah.
Sarr,
Yeah.
or Basuma, and then you have Madison, or you can just Lo Celso, and then
Yeah.
you have a front three of Solanke who can
Yeah.
mix it up. You can go long, direct.
Yeah.
Son, you got Johnson, you got Kulisevsky. I think that's a really good team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they just got Odegaard as well from Burnley.
Yeah,
Odegaard, and
yeah.
that's just like fast, direct. So
I think there's something there. I think there is.
And what I like, their sporting director is actually Johan Lange, who used to be our sporting director and left. And then we got a not so great sporting director in Monchi. I know you're watching this, Monchi. I know you watch all of my content. But Johan Lange has built a very, very nice team there. Like he's like even Odogi. How they didn't know that they were getting Ange when they bought a doggy.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, a doggy is
But
the
he works, don't he?
perfect
He
Ange
works.
player. Pedro Porro, I can imagine Ange being.
I
like,
think the fullbacks are fantastic at top as
and
well.
like
yeah.
insane. A doggy and Pedro Porro, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I
I'm
love
jealous.
that. I
Pedro
love Van
Porro,
der Ven as well, by the way. I think Van der Ven is going to be so...
He's
so
class.
he just dribbled the other day. He just ran past the
He's
whole
just
team.
brilliant. Like, I was surprised he couldn't even get a knocking on the Euros for Netherlands.
Yeah.
Oh,
about
but
that,
it's
but-
because you've got what's his name?
Ake.
No,
Koeman in charge.
Yeah, you got Koeman in
yeah.
charge.
Oh,
Like
God.
he's
Like, past stories, but yeah, I was just so surprised at that, and I just feel like Van der Ven moving forward, he's going to be one of the best centre backs in the Premier League.
Yeah.
100%.
I think he's going to be up there.
As long as Ange takes care of his hamstrings.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Because he's always the sweeper in that
Yeah,
system.
exactly.
And when you're playing so high in the Premier League,
Exactly.
like
You need to be physically fit.
when he tore his, I said it to my girlfriend. I was like, look how high. She doesn't know anything about football. I went, look how high Van der Ven's playing, and he's a quick guy.
And
So
if
when
there's a ball in behind,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
bang, and his hamstring is just gonna,
Oh, I bet.
because he just runs
Yeah,
so
exactly.
hard. Like, yeah.
Once he goes, the system sort of fails in a
And
way,
you saw
I
it.
feel.
You saw it last
we
because
saw it last
even
season.
to this day, they sent Phillips back on loan, the promising centre back they bought from Blackburn.
Yes, Ashley
And
Phillips.
Ashley Phillips, and
Great
now
player.
they've got Ben Davis as cover.
Yeah, that's shocking.
as a left-sided option.
Yeah, left side.
But that's the thing. That's what I admire. Like once again, like there was a moment where he played Udogie, Davies, Emerson,
Yeah.
Porro back four.
Absolutely horrible.
I know.
Absolutely
I, know,
horrible.
I get why, but then
He did it
he's
before.
not thinking. He's thinking
Yeah.
on the ball. They're all comfortable.
Yeah.
Left-sided option, bang. Right-sided option.
Yeah.
It like that's how I would think as a coach as well. But yeah, okay, the defensive aspect. But once again, he doesn't really care about it. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so just give me the ball back.
But Tottenham also, they always get found in the defensive zones. And
He's like,
in aspects.
just get on with it,
Yeah,
mate.
I
That's
don't
what he
get
says.
that.
He
I
literally
don't
says,
get
just get on with
that.
it,
Yeah,
mate.
I can't get behind
It's,
that.
it's like
I can't get behind
I
that.
like to compare it to American football, right? In American football, you got your defense, and sometimes you say to your defense, you go, "Let's play cover zero." I don't want any safety.
Just go for it.
back.
Just
Because do you know
Gung-ho.
what? Before they throw it, we're gonna hit them,
Yeah.
and that's how Spurs like to play. Before they even get it there,
Yeah.
we've scored one, maybe
hopefully.
two.
Well, that's the theory.
But then you get against Leicester and you haven't scored a second, and Leicester all it took is 3 chances for Leicester to go. Ooh,
Yeah.
we've got these guys.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Spurs did beat us 4-0 last
Yeah.
season. The thing with us is
Yeah.
we Villa fans were we knew the squad is good enough because we had to see Glenn Whelan playing at the 6 in the Championship.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
when Douglas Luiz came in from City, we went, okay, this is a player.
Yeah.
So we knew the team was good. But back to Emery versus Arteta. Arteta, I think, is a very, very, very good coach, but I don't think he's a good manager.
There's a
because
complete difference.
he sets up a system that is designed to win and designed to step on the other team's neck,
Facts.
which is great. It's consistent.
Yep.
It's convenient for the profiles that they have in there, and I think he's able to do a lot. But the difference between Arteta and Emery is that Emery doesn't set his team up to win games. He sets his team up to win seasons, to win trophies. Our first season back in a European competition, and we got to the semi-finals. We win that competition if Douglas Luiz is fit.
What, the Conference League?
Yeah, Conference League. If McGinn is fit, if Watkins is fully fit, who else was out? Ramsey was out. Kamara torn his ACL.
Yes.
Pau Torres wasn't fully fit. Do you know, like even Diego Carlos, Ezri Konsa weren't fully fit. We win that competition.
Yeah.
Like whatever. So
I feel like it's a case closed story then about Emery versus Arteta.
I think so.
Do that.
I think so. And like Arsenal fans will be like, oh well, you know, when they play each other,
it's arrogance. It's arrogance.
It's
arrogance.
Yeah, and I like Arsenal as a team. Like I think Arsenal play. I say this to you all the time. I think Arsenal play insane football.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I look at Arsenal play.
You do.
Whether Arteta is screaming at them 24/7, I look at some of the formations they can do. I look at the attacking play. I'm like, wow, okay, like this is a good team. But then I look at Emery's team. I'm like, that's fluid.
Yeah,
that's fluidity.
Yeah.
He got John McGinn to be one of the most
a pocket player. He's playing in the pockets.
Yeah. John McGinn.
Yeah.
John McGinn's academic
long shots as well.
Yeah,
in
it's
football
weird. It's weird.
Was in Scotland.
Yeah, it's weird.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Weird.
And nothing against Scottish football, but the academies in Scotland aren't going to give as much.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think it's pretty open and shut that.
Yeah.
Emery over Arteta, but I don't know what you guys.
Yeah,
think.
no, I agree with you. I'm not going to say much more than like what you said because you basically covered it whole thing and it's perfect.
3 videos on it.
And the Europa League success. Don't see Arteta doing that.
No, we don't need to talk about all that either because it's just like it's written in the books anyway. And I just feel like you guys are so exciting, and I feel like there's this one person came from the Man City academy, another one. Morgan Rogers, what a player Morgan Rogers is. I just feel like this is someone that went under the radar at the Manchester City academy. He had to go through Lincoln in the League One, League Two, Blackpool as well, and then Middlesbrough, and now he's just blooming in the biggest stages of them all. And I just feel like this is where he belongs.
Yeah.
And he just looks fantastic. It's brilliant.
Funnily enough, when we bought Rodgers from Middlesbrough in January, Emery was doing press conferences and he was like, no, Rodgers was doing interviews and he was like, yeah, Emery screams at me. He's like, I'm a championship player.
Oh, really?
So Emery was like saying to him, come on, like become a Premier League player.
Wow.
He'd be like, Mr. Championship, like, come on. So like, it goes to show that like, Emery was trying to play him. Emery knew how good he was.
Yeah.
He was like, you have the ability to.
You just got to get there.
But I'm going to call you a championship player just to keep you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How old is he, by the way? Can I ask?
I think he's 21, 22.
21, 22.
Yeah,
I reckon he'll win the Young Player of the Season.
I hope so.
In the Premier League.
I hope so.
He's my shout for the Young Player
And
of
do
the
you want to
Season.
know what's scary? Absolutely wild.
Go on.
Everyone's forgotten about Jacob Ramsey.
Yeah.
But Morgan Rogers is the better version.
No, he's not.
I just think he is.
Doesn't matter. You got both.
Yeah, no, that's true as well. Yeah. Why am I arguing?
Why argue? Let's just enjoy them both.
Let's just enjoy both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Nah, I'd like Jake. The thing about Rodgers is like Rodgers is he's bigger, he's more stout,
He's available all the time.
and he's available all the time.
Yeah.
But Jacob Ramsey, Jacob Ramsey on his day, or
I need to see more of him. I feel I just don't have.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the chance to see him.
some Villa fans have said some crazy stuff like, "Oh, Rodgers is better than Bellingham." I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
What?
I think it's I think it's prototypical.
Yeah,
They see what they see in Bellingham with Rodgers,
Yeah.
and then because they're Aston Villa fans, they go,
Yeah.
"Oh,
They start sweating like when they watch him play.
Do you know what I'm saying? But someone said to me the other day, they were like, "Oh, Rodgers isn't going to be there for long," and I was like, "Okay, fine."
Yeah.
As long as-
Just enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as long as we get a good fee for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we didn't do for Douglas Luiz.
Yeah,
As long as we get
yeah.
a good fee for him,
Yeah.
then we'll like. I trust Emery.
Yeah.
We played Borough. I think we were already scouting him, but we played Borough away, and Emery went back to Munchie, awful sporting director. He went, sign him now. Do you want to know how much we paid for Morgan Rogers?
7 million.
£7 million.
Yeah.
£7 million.
He's someone like I've always had an eye on him since he was at Lincoln, which is why I brought up like his stages going up, and I just thought like, wow, this is actually someone that was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
Like I thought to myself, why is he at this level? I just thought to myself, this is someone that should be playing higher. Like, and now he's there, and I just feel like, what's the next step going to be? Is he going to take a chance? Maybe Arsenal take a chance on him. Like, no disrespect, like maybe that's going to be the next step up for him, or is
Just
it
pay the money.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Pay
what I'm saying.
yeah,
like,
I don't
and
mind.
how much would you take him
50.
for? Yeah,
Yeah, 50.
I reckon 60, 70.
Wow.
He's English.
Exactly.
And it's Premier League. It's Premier League to Premier League.
Exactly.
He's worth 50.
Yeah.
But if we're selling to Arsenal, who we now
85.
85.
I see him finishing top 4 again, personally. I don't know what you guys think.
I don't think there's this term I like to coin in football, XP.
Yeah.
I don't think we've quite got the XP for it at the moment.
Really?
I don't think
I just think Champions League football as well makes it.
It makes it more difficult,
especially the emotional aspect.
Exactly.
Because it's like you're gonna play Bayern Munich, for example, and then you have Man City.
Yeah.
On the weekend, you're like, what's going on? Like,
I reckon they'll do it. I reckon they'll do it.
I don't. Last season, when we were whittled down to a first 11 and maybe 2 options off the bench.
I remember
crumbled.
That. Yeah,
we crumbled. We lost 5-0 to Palace on the last game of the season. Because we just had no one was fit anymore.
Yeah,
but still, and that's the thing. Chelsea were not too far off the fourth. I was like, what's going on?
If the season went into August, Chelsea finished top 4.
Yeah,
and Man United finished 11th.
Yeah.
That's true. It was down just
with a trophy though.
Yeah, with a trophy. Oh, I love it. I love it when Arsenal fans are like, "Oh yeah, Man United shit." I'm like, "Well, they got 2 trophies. They got 2 trophies." But yeah, I think we finish. I would like us to get Europa League next season. Call me crazy. As much as I love Champions League, I think for our development, Europa League is better.
Winning it.
Because at this point, we've had 2 years of European football.
Yeah.
Players like Watkins, Ramsey. I'm trying to think who else we got. Even like we got the right back Kostan Nedeljkovic. These players, they'll have more experience.
So raw, isn't he? That right back. I saw him against Arsenal. He's very raw. He's still got a lot to do.
Weight room.
Yeah.
Just needs to step into the weight room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll do well. I'd say maybe 5th or 6th. I don't mind if we get 7th. All I want is a cup run.
Okay.
That's all I want.
Fair enough.
We had a European Cup run last season.
Yeah, you did.
But I'd like an English Football Cup run. I actually really want a League Cup.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the most attainable. But I guess we'll see what happens.
Okay, perfect.
Who I think we're missing out? Liverpool.
Yeah. Liverpool. Yeah, Arne Slot. Yeah,
Arne Slot. You like them?
I like him.
I love him. Yeah.
I like him.
He plays proper football.
I think that's a good squad.
I think it's a good manager.
Yeah.
I think it's a squad that
it needs changing though.
There's holes in that squad.
Yeah, there is holes. It does need changing in the next few years. It definitely does because you got contracts coming running to the end next year. I think it is. There's only a year for Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent. But I feel like under Slot, I feel like there's certain individuals that are already in that team that are gonna just blossom into better players. I just see it happening.
Yeah, 100%. I think Slot is a good manager, but my issue with Liverpool is when it comes to board level.
Yeah,
they don't invest where they need to invest, and I understand it.
No,
they do this Moneyball tactic.
Yeah,
Federico Chiesa, incredible signing for 50.
Fantastic.
But that 6th position.
No, I agree with that.
Is Bajcetic's gone?
Yeah, but he's gone. He's to Red Bull Leipzig.
Salzburg. With Pep Linders.
Yeah.
Pep Linders.
My bad.
What
I
a signing that is.
I just see the Red Bull sign. I just think is one of the two.
I think with the way that they play, I get that 6th position is really important. But at the same time, like if you bring someone like Curtis Jones, who I keep going on about, who's actually seen one of my videos, by the way. He actually has. Yeah. He actually has. There was one video it was the England Euros one.
Yeah.
And I'd actually put him as the starting player for next to Mainu.
Favourite, share, send to my friends.
All the group chats.
Yeah, literally. He's actually seen. But anyway, yeah. So
DM.
so for example, if you have Curtis Jones and McAllister, with the way they play, if they're going to be on the front foot, they're always going to keep the ball.
Yeah.
But now the defensive aspect comes in, which is why you might put Endo in there to win the ball back.
Yeah.
So I think Slot is that type of manager to sort of adjust it.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be a huge issue personally.
No, and I think they'll get top 4. I've said this, but you've got a hot take on where they're finishing.
Really?
I put them. What did I put? 7th?
Yeah.
See, that's
crazy. That's mental.
Why?
I think they're going to be. It's not down to the manager. It's not even down to the way that they play. I think consistency is going to be very hard for them. Being able to play that style of system in their first season under Slot to a good level is going to be very difficult.
I'm going 2nd, but anyway.
That's mental. That's even worse.
And I'm a United, but anyway.
That's mental.
Wow.
Because that style of football, personally, I think with Salah, Diaz, Nunez, Jota, who else have they got up top?
Gakpo.
Then they got
Harvey Elliott.
Soboslai. I think 2nd.
They've got good players, but I think the way I like to put it is they've been indoctrinated to Klopp's play style, and you can still see it.
Yeah,
that
Like
game
that,
against
like that,
Ipswich,
bang,
yeah,
bang, bang.
and you can see Slot saying to them, he's like, guys, calm down,
Yeah.
calm down,
Relax.
because you got players like Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
Van Dijk will get the ball,
Just bang.
and then he's like, no, calm down, calm down. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you got players like Diaz, like he's still like.
It's like a cage fighter.
Yeah,
Just wants to go.
Diaz does not know how to turn back and recycle. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just gonna take them a bit of time to go through that, and I think they're gonna have a very, very good first half of the season.
Okay.
They're gonna get 1 or 2 injuries, and they're gonna plummet.
Interesting.
I don't think it's anything against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I just think as soon as you start to slip out of the top 4, Villa, Brighton, Newcastle,
Exactly.
Chelsea,
What's around
they
you?
start sniffing,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh,
Fair
all we
enough.
need to do is win 3 games,
Yeah.
and then we're above you." Do you know what
Cool.
I'm saying?
So where do you have them finishing?
4th, I said.
Second,
No, third. Oh,
second, third, seventh.
Seventh.
End of the
Mental.
season. This will be
that's
interesting.
such a spectrum, isn't it?
Do we need to talk about Man City?
No, winning the league, FFP.
That's it. Really.
That's it. Winning the league and FFP, innit? Like, it's just the same old thing with Manchester City again. Like, they're just a machine, a well-oiled machine. Savinho just looks fantastic. I think that's a very good
Did you see
sign.
Mahrez's post on Twitter?
No, yeah.
He put a ... or like he put this looks familiar because he
He
sees.
should have done the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah. Because they play similar and
Yeah.
and sort of a new tactic or whatever you want to call it is the way Rico Lewis as the right back. Yes, he comes inside, but he goes very high inside. So they play as a back 3 with Rodri and then a attacking midfield of 3 and then a front 3.
Yeah.
And against low blocks like Arteta, 4-4-2, no nonsense.
It's gonna
That's
solve
the
that
one.
problem.
That's the one that will create more problems because
Yeah.
you have 3 attacking midfielders on the last line. That's a front 6 that can cause problems. So I think, Pep's always thinking more things. Like he's in basketball, he's still trying to do stuff.
Yeah, he'll go watch. Exactly. He goes watches different sports for tactics as well. Innit? I won't be surprised if snooker or something that's coming into the works in Manchester City.
Him and the Boston Celtics coach, they're very good friends.
Yeah,
The Boston Celtics coach, there's like they talk
Because
a lot.
the thing is, basketball is also off the ball movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is actually a link with that.
Oh,
and let's say 5-a-side, you could link that to wide areas for Man City.
so key, yeah.
Exploit wide areas. Guardiola could make an underlap and stuff like that. So it's
100%.
I think the Premier League, definitely. But I think he's always looking at Champions League. Because having won in 7 or 8 years,
It's not good for him.
He doesn't like him. Pep does not like the fact that he's only got 1.
Yeah.
And I think as well, he can have as many Premier Leagues as he wants. The fact that him and Klopp have got the same amount of Champions Leagues, I think it worries him.
Really?
Yeah, I think it worries him.
Yeah, because I think he
England.
needs to be the
In
best.
England, yeah.
He needs to be the best.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to be the best, he needs to win. Like keep doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not left the
And
Man City job.
during
yet.
this period, you've had Liverpool, City, and Chelsea win Champions Leagues. So the only thing separating him is obviously on the eye, but also the Premier Leagues as well.
yeah,
I
true actually.
think a lot of people say to me, they're like, "Oh, well, City, they do really good business. They buy, they sell. Oh, City or whatever. This is
Gundo's a good transfer by the way as well.
But this is the one thing I'd like to say about Manchester City. If you are the son of a billionaire, and you decide to start a business, the first 2 or 3 years of your business, you're going to have a lot of money going
Racks.
out. You're going to have a lot of money going out. But
racks.
that money is going to be able to give you a foundation to then be able to
You're
create,
a nepo baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a nepo baby.
You're going to
That's
be
what
able
they
to
call it
create
in Man
a
City,
well-oiled machine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Manchester City, people are like, oh, well, they do great business. They sell Palmer. They sell this guy. They sell Sterling. Whatever. When
can do that for-
when you have 10 years of spending aimlessly, investing into your academy,
Yeah.
like they
got one of the state-of-the-art academies.
it's a campus.
Campus.
It's a campus. Like
it is. Yeah.
like they invested into their academy. They invested into the backroom staff. Poured money into that backroom staff. The stadium, the PR, the
Yes.
marketing.
Yes.
Do you remember City in 2016, 2017? Do you remember what people used to say about City? Their bench would win the league.
Like they have a B team. Their B team's better than some Premier League clubs.
It's not like that
first
anymore.
teams. Yeah, no,
It's not like that anymore
No.
but because I think now with FFP,
I think he's calmed down a bit as
Yeah,
well. Pep,
yeah.
he's realised, I can't play with this too big of a squad.
and players get unhappy.
Yeah,
Bernardo
exactly.
Silva has wanted to leave for a few years.
Exactly.
Kevin De Bruyne is probably saying to him, when I'm back from injury, I better be playing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm off to Saudi.
Yeah, I'm off to Saudi. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think I when I look at Manchester City, I think that is football perfection, but in its worst form. It's quite stale.
Yeah.
It's quite mundane. and even I've been to the City of Manchester Stadium. I'm still going to call it the City of Manchester Stadium. I've been to City of Manchester Stadium, and there's no atmosphere.
No,
Really?
I can say that firsthand.
Yeah.
There's no atmosphere.
Yeah,
And
too big.
I think the quicker that Pep goes and they enter a transition period, because it will just be a transition period.
Yeah.
They'll come back.
Yeah,
Pep will leave.
I think De Zerbi will be next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that he's gone to Marseille now.
I think De Zerbi's like, just give me 1 year at Marseille, then I'll be at City. Because Pep, the only manager he really admires is someone like De Zerbi. And yeah, I think with Pep's style of football being stale and robotic, I get it. And what's funny is in the interviews he says, I like to put my players in the positions where they can best express themselves. But then when you see it, it's like, I don't know, there are certain players who I think, for example, if you look at Grealish, if he was with Emery right now, has he been coached by Emery? No,
he was never
exactly. So if you put Grealish with Emery, I think Grealish would be unbelievable.
We were saying as Villa fans for a while.
Yeah.
If when we needed that second striker role, when we didn't know what we were going to get from Morgan Rogers,
Yeah.
Grealish in that second striker role, where you just say to Grealish, sometimes go right wing, sometimes go left wing, sometimes drop in.
Yeah, even Grealish with Ten Hag, even because Ten Hag doesn't really restrict it like Bruno. You give Grealish that sort of a role, I think he'd be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But with Man City, he's been told to do one thing,
Yeah.
and I think some play like Haaland as well, not having like 4 touches in the penalty box. Like a striker sometimes can drop in and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like no, you have to stay there, and that's
I
it.
think he wants to do that though as well,
Yeah.
because he is aware of what he can do.
I think Haaland.
I think he just wants to be involved. No,
Do you reckon?
I think
That's
Haaland
interesting.
was like, right, this is how my career is going to go.
Yeah.
Well, it's all been manufactured. Obviously started at Malmo,
Yeah.
then goes to Salzburg, then we'll go to Borussia Dortmund. We'll make our name for ourselves.
Yeah.
Then we'll take the big move to England.
Yeah.
We'll do what we need to do in England, and then it's time for La Liga.
Barca, I think, but he's always been a lifelong. But I think he's always admired Barca.
Yeah.
But I think with Barca's financial stuff, I think Barca could be his next one.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
interesting.
I had Lewandowski for Haaland.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. That is
Jamal Haaland,
crazy. Yeah.
And whoever.
Yeah, whoever
Nico
they sign,
Williams next year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is really good, but I just feel like, do you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I feel like he will stay at Man City.
Yeah.
Be a legend at Man City.
Oh no!
Break the record, Alan Shearer's record.
I just don't feel he's that type of a character to worry about legends. I just think he's like, I've done my thing here. Let me just try that one, and then after that, let's get Norway into the World Cup. Let's see what we can do.
I don't think he stayed. I don't think the whole my dad played for Man City. I think that's just PR. I don't think Alfie Haaland gives a flying at Manchester City. And Haaland, he'll do his 5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll realise that he's too much of a commodity to go on the open market.
Yeah.
He'll run down that
Do
contract.
what Mbappe did.
Run down that contract.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he'll move.
Oh,
Because
fair
players like Mbappe, Haaland, Vinicius,
Yes.
they know.
They know
I
what
can't.
they were.
I can't be on the open market
Yeah,
because there's only one team that can buy me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go to Manchester City.
Or Saudi Arabia.
I don't want to. Oh, gosh. Do you know what though? Saudi, like they're.
Oh, Simakan centre back, the young French guy from Red Bull Leipzig, going to.
They've got some
Saudi
scouts.
They're
They're not doing what the Chinese league was doing.
I think soon they will be in the Champions League.
What Saudi team?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I think they have to because if you look at Al Hilal, when you have Neymar, Malcolm, Firmino as well.
Yes.
You have they have a very good team.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, that's a decent team on their days.
Once they take off the foreign restrictions, I do wonder how good they can get in terms of that league.
What's the restriction?
Like, so currently they can have a certain amount of foreign players in their squad.
Oh yeah, okay.
So with Victor Osimhen and Ivan Toney being linked to the same club, Al Ahly, they are only going to pursue one of them, and they'll have to get rid of one of their players from the squad because there is a restriction on how many players they can actually have because they need to start representing Saudi Arabia a little bit. But they are doing that because big up to that guy moving from Saudi to Roma FC. I think that's pretty good.
Who's that?
I can't remember his name, but that's a really good move for him. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
It's a Saudi footballer. He's gone to
Oh,
Roma.
is it?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's gone to Roma. So if he does what
Wow.
he does, that's really good representation.
Yeah.
So I feel like what the people, PIF, what Public Investment Fund, whatever got setting, I feel like it's starting to click.
Yeah, and they run it like the NFL and the NBA.
Yeah.
They say, right, well, you're not going to be individual entities. You're all going to be owned by us. But then we'll put people in charge. So then we can maximize profit, but also maximize,
I've got a business proposition for you guys, if that's all right, real
Please.
quick. I think we should go Saudi Arabia, do a Saudi League podcast. I'm just saying, there's nothing out there. Someone needs to be the propaganda for Saudi football. Let's go and do it. I'm telling you.
I need to start analysing.
There's no Saudi podcast.
I need to start analysing Al Hilal, Al Nassr,
this is
Al
what I'm
Ahly,
saying.
all
This
these
is what
teams.
I'm saying. Where is the Al Hilal? Here we analyse.
That's
Let
true.
me see it. Do you know
coming.
what I mean? Guess the player behind you, and it's Mohammed El Hamadi.
No,
Do you know what I
it's
mean?
Neymar behind
Exactly.
it.
We're playing these TikTok games with these people. Yeah, I think we should open up a Saudi League podcast.
Saudi League podcast. We'll be in Riyadh next week.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Next week's podcast, guys, is actually going to be from Riyadh.
It's gonna be hot.
Yeah, too hot. But anyway, I think that segues us nicely. Speaking about La Liga, and let's talk about La Liga.
Okay, cool.
I've got an idea. I've got a thought process. You know how they say history always repeats itself?
Yes.
Even when there's a down period in history, all it is the pendulum swinging to the left and then it'll always swing back to the right.
Yeah.
I think we are seeing a replay of mid-2000s La Liga.
What, in terms of entertainment value, in terms of the players?
Everything. The two main teams. Because remember, La Liga, back in the mid-2000s, everyone wants to talk about Real Madrid, Barcelona.
Yeah.
You had Valencia.
Yeah.
You had Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
You had Sevilla. Sevilla were very good in the mid-2000s. Villarreal.
They were meh.
They were
under Rafa Benitez, they were meh.
Yellow Sunbury, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I think now, Barcelona, you can see it with Hansi Flick's team in the first game and the second game. He wants to lean on La Masia.
Yeah.
Ancelotti wants to lean on his Galacticos.
Yeah.
And with the signing of
Florentino Perez.
Perez money, you've got Mbappe, you've got Endrick, you've got Vinicius, you've got Rodrigo, you've got Jude,
Yes.
Eder Militao, Rudiger, Carvajal.
It's just proper good players.
Chouameni.
It's just Galactico of 2.0.
But these are box office guys.
Yeah,
these are guys with character.
Camavinga.
Yeah.
Barcelona, Pau Kabassi,
Bernal.
Mark
Casado.
Yeah.
Casado,
Yamal.
Jamal.
You see what I mean? There's so much potential, like
Pedri.
with
Gavi.
Firmino,
Everyone's forgotten about Gavi.
Gavi, Fermin
That's
Lopez.
true as well, you know,
They're
Gavi.
not gonna, and maybe it's the football gods. Maybe this is all scripted, but they said, right, we'll say that Barcelona have got transfer issues, but really that just allows us to make Barcelona lean on their youth so we can recreate the mid-2000s.
Well, I see what you mean a little bit.
Yeah, I see it.
I just feel like
But they're literally in 1 billion. They were in 1 billion
Yeah,
euros
and
debt. Like
also-
literally.
It's a pretty aggressive script.
the fact that Gundogan had to be left on a free transfer, not even because his contract was ended, just because they couldn't afford the wages.
They couldn't register
It
Olmo.
just,
Yeah,
it just tells me that I still feel like the ship is a little bit. It's like you've got one hand like paddling like this.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get the bucket out, like
But
with the water out.
in times of distress,
Yeah.
that's when
I don't know,
like,
we'll see.
like they say, when there's been a fire, what grows afterwards? Crops.
Yeah,
Do you know
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah,
So
that's true.
that's where you got Bernal, that's where you got Kabassi, that's where you got Fermin Lopez, Mark Guy. Why did he go to Chelsea?
I think Boss kept him.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
He had a 6 million euro release clause.
Yeah.
So they just had
They
Chelsea
had to say
activated
yes,
it.
yeah.
And then they had to say, right, and Guy was like, what, a 7-year contract?
Yeah, I'll take
I've
that.
played like 4 games.
Yeah, exactly,
fine.
I'll take that.
Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
can't believe he missed that chance against.
Nah, I know.
The goal's there.
Yeah. That's that.
And you know, the keeper saved it, but it was still going out.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It's going the other way.
That's the problem, though, with this current Barcelona academy. Are we going to see the next Iniesta, Xavi? You know what I mean? I don't feel like.
I think with Fermin Lopez, with Gavi, with Bernal, who's now unfortunately done his ACL. But I think there is something there. But obviously, the main one is Yamal with what he's done.
I mean, there's too many regens coming out of the academy that for me to keep up. So when I hear about Kabassi, when we were doing the La Liga team of the season with Jazabek, we were talking about him. I was like, wait, what? Who is he? I'd never heard of him because there's too many regens. It's like watching
He's
FIFA.
17.
It's mental.
Pau Kabassi is 17.
Yeah.
And both Hansi Flick and Xavi said, Inigo Martinez, you have to play left centre back because you can't not play on your left foot.
Okay.
Pau Kabassi, even though you're 17,
Yeah.
we're going to play on the right side centre back.
Yeah.
That Pau Kabassi, and he's baby faced as anything. That's same with Yamal, same with Bernal.
Yeah.
Like these guys,
Baby-faced
they are children, like actual children. But then you see Kabassi against PSG.
Yeah.
He's breaking lines.
Yeah.
Mbappe, he pocketed Mbappe, and I think it was a few managers in La Liga. They said we try to press Barca high, but then Kabassi just finds a pass out of nowhere. Xavi's like every time Kabassi gets the ball, he finds the pass that even I can't expect, and I'm on the sidelines. Yeah. Even sometimes when I'm watching them on TV, there's a pass you're like, I imagine if he does that, and he does. It's he's looking that way, bang across the other way.
Such a massive compliment, by the way.
He's
one of Barcelona's greatest ever passes on the ball says, I didn't see that pass, but this youngster, that just tells you something about how good he is.
He's so relaxed, so mature. Wow. Like I think he's got sky's the limit. For him.
Yeah,
like, genuinely.
Cool. If Pau Kabassi can stay fit, by now I'm sad, but I think ACLs aren't what they were 5 years ago. No. ACLs weren't what they were 10 years ago, let alone 5 years ago. Yeah. So I think with an ACL, especially when you're a club like Barcelona, you've got the facilities there to make sure that a player comes back, not just where they were, but even better. So I think you see a lot of players with Zaniolo's had 2 ACLs. He's awful, but Zaniolo has had 2 ACLs, and he's still running around. Okay, fair enough. So I think Bernal will be fine. He's young as well. It's just about that body development. Okay. Like, has his body fully grown? Yeah. Because if you have an ACL at that age, do you know what I mean?
It's true.
Even and even Ansu Fati, I think he's back at Barcelona. He is.
I
think he's back, but he's just never been the same since those injuries. Yeah. But who knows? Like everyone's forgotten about him, which is a shame. But I think if he finds his groove again, like we were saying exactly what we're saying about Yamal now. Back in 2019 when Ansu Fati, he was amazing. It's just, but
I think Yamal is. Do you remember that feeling when Mbappe came onto the scene?
Yeah.
When we all went, whoa.
Yeah, for Monaco. Yeah.
We were like, who, like, this kid.
When we saw it, I was like, this is Thierry Henry all over again.
Yamal,
I got excited.
I got the same.
He's scary. He's got so much maturity. 100%. And then what's a bit weird is that Messi picture in the bath.
Yeah. Wait, what? I don't know what this is.
Have you not seen it?
No.
A young
bath, he's got a Messi picture.
A young Lionel Messi bathing baby Lamine Yamal.
What?
Have you not? Okay, you need to see that.
What weirdos have done that?
No, this is Barcelona.
Barcelona's editing team done that.
No. It's actually a thing. So
wait, what?
So Lamine Yamal, I think he was getting baptized, or there was some sort of ceremony.
And Messi was there.
And then his dad, Lamine Yamal's dad, was like, "Can we get any Barcelona pro player just to be here?" And then Messi's the one literally bathing him.
Well, all I'm saying
is
then
the GOAT powers. It's a bit.
I was literally going to say, if Alan Shearer baptised me, I would probably get 266 goals in the Premier League as well. Then maybe.
By the way, Alan Shearer would get like 10 goals a season in the Premier League today.
Oh, fair enough.
But
different conversation.
Different
story.
But,
okay.
But as we're talking about, I get that. Bathed by Messi, but obviously Messi was giving him something.
Okay, yeah.
In that aspect. But as I was saying, when I saw Mbappe, the feeling I got from watching Mbappe for the first time is the feeling I got when I watched Yamal for the first time.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
But this kid is already above the level whilst he's playing around professional men. Like,
when I watched him in the Champions League, like it was a bit like he couldn't find his formula, but I feel like that was because Barcelona's team, they're not actually that great compared to the rest of them. But so when I watched him for Spain, I thought, oh wow, okay, now you've got the freedom. Yeah. Now you've got actually the right players around you.
A manager that knows how to use you.
A manager that knows how to use you. This is actually probably one of the best prodigies coming out of world football right now.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree with that.
Yeah, for Spain, he was a joke, an absolute joke.
Yeah,
he was 16 at the time, wasn't
he? Scored that goal against France. That goal against France.
Mental player.
That it's always against the predecessor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you always have your I'm on the scene moment versus the other guy. I think Mbappe had that moment.
He did against Messi or Ronaldo.
I think it was against Ronaldo.
It was against Argentina in 2018.
That
sprint.
So.
Against Messi. And that's why I'm saying like La Liga. I think La Liga's coming back.
Okay.
I think a lot of Premier League fans won't admit it, but they're bored.
I just think hold on to that silver medal as like La Liga. Hold on to the silver.
They
medal
want their
for
gold
now.
medal back.
They'll
though.
want the gold medal back, but
Yeah.
it's not anytime soon. When Barcelona start acting like Barcelona again, once at Atletico Madrid, I feel like I don't know when they do the right transfer business because Conor Gallagher don't scream correct business.
Oh,
to
but
me.
if Diego Simeone
Yeah.
could build a player,
Yeah.
it would be Conor Gallagher.
And Alvarez.
And,
Yeah.
Alvarez.
Yeah, literally. Like,
Yeah, it would be. But like, I just feel like if these two teams can actually do something properly against Real Madrid, because for the past 10 years, Real Madrid haven't had to do anything in the Liga to be that worthy of like a shout to
Yeah.
to the title.
But something interesting though, there hasn't been a free-peat in the Liga since 2013.
Oh, so this is going to be the free-peat.
If Real Madrid were to win it,
Yeah.
no, because Barca won in 2023.
Yeah, Barca won it.
So it's always like Real
Oh,
Madrid,
okay.
Barca, Real Madrid, Atletico, Barca, Barca.
I get what you mean.
So
All
the
right.
La Liga has still been quite,
It's just between 2-3 teams. I think.
Yeah. Italy's more entertaining.
Yeah, Italy. Yeah.
But that's the thing with the Premier League. The Premier League has always been. People say to me, "Oh, last season was between 3 teams." No, it wasn't. Liverpool were just there for vibes.
Yeah, they were. It was.
Liverpool-
They were
Arsenal
in there,
City,
but
yeah.
then.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? They were. I didn't understand.
You know that Homer Simpson meme where he like walks in, puts his hat down, coat on the rack, and then he just walks around, comes back with hats. That's Liverpool.
That
in
was
that
Liverpool,
title.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
Liverpool in the title.
they
Right?
came in for a few games.
Yeah,
Man
literally.
United had like a 60-minute Premier League
Yeah,
title run as well.
exactly.
But I like the Premier League. It's been a 2-horse race for the past since Leicester won it.
Yeah,
It's
since
al-
Leicester won, it's
always been a 2-horse race.
City, Liverpool, City,
City,
Liverpool.
City,
Now
Liverpool,
City, Arsenal.
now City, Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I think with La Liga, Atletico are currently better than Barcelona. Not in
yeah.
terms of like talent,
Yeah.
but in terms of who do you trust to win more games over the length of the
Yeah,
season,
yeah.
and who's going to be more consistent.
100%.
Especially with the Barcelona's injuries as well, because they're just, as much as I appreciate them playing young players, I think learn to substitute. You just
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like learn to
Relax, innit?
yeah.
Tranquilo,
Yeah,
tranquilo.
they overplay certain players, but
Yeah.
I understand it because Barcelona's ethos towards youth talent is if you're good enough, we'll treat you like a 28-year-old
Yeah,
midfielder.
yeah.
But they need to understand that these are literally children.
Yeah, come on,
Like
relax.
16, 17-year-old children, they're not going to be able to play that.
If he
many
wants to
minutes.
watch Tracy Beaker, let him watch Tracy Beaker.
Yeah,
you
do you
know
know
what
what
I mean? Like,
Pedri played
you
what,
don't need-
75 games that
Yeah,
season?
exactly. Do you know what I mean? It's
Wild,
mental.
wild.
He came out looking 30, to be fair,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just too much.
They're going
It
to
was way
age
too
quickly.
much. Yeah, exactly.
But like, I think, you've now got Barca, Real Madrid, Atletico, and then you've got teams like Betis, Villarreal. I don't know if Sevilla still.
Sevilla.
Sevilla.
No, I thought they were getting relegated a couple of seasons ago. I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment.
Yeah.
I was shocked by like the way it went.
But then you've
yeah.
got Girona. Even you got a team like Mallorca. Like that's one thing about La Liga. I remember putting on Sky Sports 4
It's
back in
Holiday FC though.
back in 2009.
Yeah.
Sky Sports 4 2009. You
Yeah.
put on La Liga and it's Real Madrid beating Valladolid 6-0.
Yeah, yeah.
These days you can't go to Valladolid
Yeah, I guess
and
not,
beat them
no.
6-0 because you look at all their players.
Yeah.
I can't remember who said it, but it was a while ago. I saw a TikTok about a guy and he was like, the one thing about La Liga, you can put on any game in La Liga. That left back, touch. Right back, touch. CDM,
Yes.
touch.
And it all goes back to culture and grassroots.
Yes, that's the thing. In La Liga, there's always a tactical thing that you can learn. There's always tech all around the pitch.
Yeah.
Whereas in England, obviously, there'll be some places just bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang,
yeah.
bang.
Yeah.
But like, imagine Dan Burns on a half turn. You see what I mean?
That 7-foot pole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No way.
But in La Liga, you could have someone like Araujo who's taller or Cabas. Like, what I mean is you could have the same build in Spain, but the technique is there,
Yeah.
the game
Because of the
understanding.
culture, the
yeah,
grassroots.
they're able to put their foot on the ball and
Yeah.
bang, bang. Like,
Yeah.
it's the culture, it's the fearlessness to play,
Yeah.
play. Stay calm, stay
Yeah.
calm. Boom, boom, boom. Here's like, oh, look, bang, go.
Yeah.
It's
In
ridiculous.
England, when
absolutely
a player
shocking.
gets pressed, they start panicking.
Yeah.
They start panicking. In
Yeah.
Spain, it's the Emery way as well because like
It's like the detail is like, oh, just stand here, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And then they get it. Okay, let's just do it.
I like to call it annoying football
Exactly.
because do you know how deflating it is to be 1-0 down in the 60th minute? They give the centre back the ball.
Yeah.
Press initiates.
Yeah.
You think you've got it, and then he just
Quick.
back the other way.
Yeah.
Or they use the keeper as an extra player. And it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
keeper, centre back,
Yeah.
keeper, centre back, bang, bang. And then there's the opposition, like, forget this, press, over the top. Or
You're
little
finished.
third man,
Yeah,
a little
you're finished.
something, out, we're out.
And it's over.
Yeah.
And that's why I like watching the Liga. I saw it with Mallorca.
Even Celta Vigo this season I want to watch because I haven't kept up to date for the start of the season, but I've heard Celta Vigo have played some really good football. And I just think, those sort of teams, like, yes, in the Premier League, we have those Aston Villas. It's always the top 9 that play exciting football.
But what makes them excited is the foreign footballers. It's not the English footballers.
Thank you.
Phil Foden
Foreign managers.
Foreign managers. Phil Foden learns from Bernardo Silva, learns from Kevin De Bruyne.
And the English, there's not been a single English manager that has won the Premier League. English Football League, okay, that's different. Bob Paisley. Champions League, same thing. There's been no English manager. And in terms of English players...
Until one guy, by the name of Coach Rafaz, enters the building. And now we're looking at the first English manager
we'll
to
see.
win something.
We'll see. But that's the thing. Like, in Spain, you watch the 19th place versus the 18th place. So technical, so tactical. They understand things. And I think if you watch, like, Fulham versus Southampton, it's just like bang, bang, bang. You know?
Russell Martin, he tries.
Yeah, so sorry, that's a bad example.
No, but still, I get what you mean.
But any other team, I don't know, when Burnley were in the...
Wolves versus...
give me an example.
Wolves versus...
Everton.
Ipswich. Everton. Oh gosh, Everton. Just a name. I want to fall asleep. I want to fall asleep. I understand though, because you get like certain managers. Sean Dyche, he knows what he does. Yeah. The issue is I don't want to watch that. That's why I think a lot of Premier League fans, maybe like fans like us, fans that are like, do you know what? I don't just want to watch a good game. I want to learn something. Yeah, exactly. I want to see something that I haven't seen before. When I watch Aston Villa, I'm on the edge of my seat. Not because we play so fluidly, but because I'm like, oh, Pau Torres, pass it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. And you're seeing shapes and things like that. And I think a lot of English fans, especially now with it on Premier Sports, I'm not sponsored, but shout out Premier Sports, especially with it now on Premier Sports, I think a lot of English fans are going to start watching the Liga, being like, I can watch as many games in the Liga in a weekend as I can watch in the Premier League. Yeah, I can also now discover players like Nabil Fekir, or I can discover players like I'm not going to pull out a Villarreal player, but I can discover these players, and then the title race is a bit more exciting. And one thing I'll say about the Premier League, Super Sunday is no longer super.
It's not super. It's
Super
Sunday.
Sunday is no longer super. It's Sunday.
No, they don't deserve the super of the S in Sunday.
It's not.
Having said that, it's United Liverpool on Sunday, right? That's a Super Sunday.
And we'll always get excited, won't we? Yeah. Because we'll remember the United versus Liverpool the days before, do you know what I'm saying? But United versus Liverpool.
Tough.
Ten Hag is going to set up his team in a certain way.
Yeah.
Slot he's still quite new, so he might be a bit reserved. He might he might be thinking, oh, like, I know if there's one thing about Liverpool, you don't lose to Manchester United. So he might now be a bit more reserved.
True. That's very true.
And then afterwards, I'm going to go watch Barcelona versus Celta Vigo, and I'm going to be on the edge of my seat.
That'll be a good game.
I'm going to be...
I'll tell you right, that will be a good game.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be excited. Yeah. So my hot take for the day is that the La Liga, within the next 18 months, will be considered by a lot more Premier League fans, not the majority, but a lot more Premier League fans, as the league to watch.
Vamos.
Yes. First episode of FOOTNOW FC, Club Football, the FOOTNOW. Thank you guys. Please like, comment, share, send it to your mum if you want her to learn a bit about football. Send it to your girlfriend if you want her to learn a bit about football. Facts. I think you can see that there's a three pretty knowledgeable guys here.
Send it to football managers because they need to watch this.
Please. We'll be back hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see you then. Thank you very much.